Good morning, 8:15 on this Friday morning. Who should teach young people about sex? It's one of the most controversial parts of the bill in committee yesterday at the state Senate. But in today's At What Age segment, we are talking about when and how parents can address sex education. Adrian Nava represents Colorado Youth Matter, whose goal is to increase youth sexual health information. And he's a member of the Create Youth Council and is very passionate about this issue. Thank you for being here.
Thank you.
And you have a good reason for getting involved. You've been talking about this for a few years. Why did it spark your passion?
When I was about 14 years old, I saw a lot of my friends who were having babies at really young ages, 14, 15, and I thought that I wanted to do something to teach my peers about their sexual health so that we could be healthier people. And so I've been doing it for 4 to 5 years now, and I'm still doing it, and I still want to continue to serve my community.
So that's why it's so important to have this conversation. Question is, when is the right time?
I think the right time is not one specific point in time, is making sure that young people and kids learn about hygiene and health and their body parts, and making sure to ask other people if they can get a hug or if they can get a handshake, because we have to learn about boundaries and our bodies at really young ages. We have to learn how to be healthy, how to wash our hands, and so it's not you sit with somebody at 12 years old and say this is all about sex. It's about having a holistic approach to somebody's well-being. And so I think it's a process, you know?
It's a good point, because you start with those seemingly innocuous things when they're younger, and if you keep that conversation going, does it make it easier then, you think, for parents if they've been talking about your body and your health all along?
I think it does. My mom talked to me about being clean and being healthy and my appropriate names for body parts when I was younger. And when I was older and I was going through puberty, I was so much more comfortable with the whole process because I had somebody I could rely on, and that was my mother. And I'm grateful that she did that, because if that wouldn't have been the case, I would have been very uncomfortable for the last 5 years.
Yeah, what do you think is the biggest mistake parents make?
Well, I wouldn't think that it's necessarily a mistake. It's just the way we have socialized our people, and the way we have talked about these things in the past has been so taboo that parents might not really know how to approach the topic. But I assume best intentions from parents all the time, so.
Yeah. Do you have suggestions for where people can go to get some educational information?
Of course. Colorado Youth Matter has a family resources link on their website, which also links to a lot of national organizations and fact sheets and stuff like that that parents can use to talk to their kids about their bodies and their health.
Well, what you're doing is really brave, and it's really helpful,
Thank you.
And so I'm proud of you for coming on and telling us a little bit more, because it helps me as the mother of a 12-year-old, I'll tell you that much.
Thank you.
Thank you, Adrian. All right, guys, let's talk weather.